Welcome everybody to round 8 of the Atomic World Challenge. Today's race is going to be on Pegasus Park. It's by Bekjenet. He's a famed creator. Tonight's going to be an exciting race. We have Alicia here that we're seeing for the first time in the GT class that has got pole tonight, and you'll see a familiar face right after him. Demonic Just, who came in on the second race, came in the first race and won his first race out, has not been able to attend many events today. Tried very hard to get qualifying, came in the second position, so we're very, very excited to have him back. Then we have RPM, who was another newcomer. Sneaki, always thank for Sneaki for putting together these events, and he's going to be running tonight, doing his best. Then we have Agent Ranger, currently the second in the point standings. As you guys know, Juxree is the leader in the point standings. Juxree did not make the cut for tonight, ended up in the pro class, was unable to make the pro class, so he's going to be having a tough time being able to catch up. After that is Insane, another coming back for another great race. And then we have two other guys that are great battlers here, Zeus and Patient Zero. These two guys have come up the ranks. Patient Zero is currently third in points from a couple of races of him coming out. Zeus down in the 6-point area. Even though he's down there, those point scores are really close together. I'm sure he's going to be fighting hard to get things going. Ricky Bobby, as always, one of our stick guys that always shows up. And then of course Chewy, we found out between him and Trump have actually attended every event so far, and not seeing Trump tonight believes that Chewy's going to be one of the few people that have made every race so far. Chewy is right behind Trump in the points tonight, so if he can make something with his 770 tonight, he's going to be doing some great things. So again, we have Alicia come up. This is the first parade lap that going around. This is a really flat track, but it's got some very interesting curves and turns in it that are going to be a little bit weird, and you're going to see that as things come across. It's going to be interesting to see how these racers kind of deal with this stuff as they come around. This is not a race where, I guess the word is, the speed is so much the factor as there's the elevation changes that we've seen in other races, and some of the track positions that flow and everything is important. This doesn't have that. It has a lot of switchbacks, a little slowdown ramps here to keep you on the track. But for the most part, it's a very strong, very fast track that tries to basically trick you a little bit. And that's the real question, is are these guys going to be going ahead of it? So we're going to fall back to RPM's position real quick so we can get a good look of the top group here. So this is looking already, as you can see, everything's kind of zoning out together here. Alicia and Demonic very close lap times, but RPM has a strong. If you see that, RPM is, yes, he is rocking an alpha tonight, guys. I am so excited to see how this car performs tonight. Big beastie of a luxury vehicle throwing itself through the curves. You can also see there's not a lot of curves here. There's a tactic that's known as curb boosting in racing. As we know, curb boosting is not allowed in this series. So it's one of those things of, oh, and you see a slowdown hit back there. Again, curb boosting is not allowed in the series, but without the push that we have on these edges up here, it's very hard for them to get the measure of being able to get any of the benefits from it. Still throwing around. Demonic has come up, moved into the first position. It's great looking at this. Those guys are kind of in their position real quick. I want to fall back to the Patient Zero position here, see what he's got. Yeah, it looks like there's some lag going on with Patient Zero. So look at that. That is bad connection speed there, guys. So instead of Patient Zero, we're going to drop over to Zeus. seriously having problems with his vehicle right there. That may be something that might be terminal for his insane. The two elegies fighting it out over here. That's a heated battle. There he goes. He's starting to grab that section. As we can see, the numbers are still very close for time. Oh, close hit. Close hit. Still got the timing on here, and he can take that back without much trouble at all. So again, just to let you know tonight, Sneaki, we want to thank Sneaki Gyraffe again. We didn't do this at the last meet. I'm kind of upset about it because we always thank Sneaki for putting together the race that he puts together. He selects all the tracks. He kind of organizes everything together. And I'm VIPPrimo. I actually do the commentating for everything. And so the event is totally officiated by the most wanted street racers. They're a great crew. We suggest anybody join them to be part of that. So now the promotions are over, and I don't feel bad about missing it from what I did last time. We can get back to the racing. So he's cutting up some distance there. Alicia is falling back to the third position. Let's move up to where they're at real quick. Patient Zero seems to still be having trouble with his car, but he seems to be dealing with it fairly well. There's Alicia RPM. There's Demonic. So we look at the times now. 139, 141. Very strong time right out of the gate here. As we can see, the typical standard numbers that you're going to see will remain constant, usually throughout the race. Oh! You can hear him saying he's not happy about that move. Patience here is going to move on the inside here. He's going to take that position away. So slide through this position, as you can see here, that turn is a lot more tricky. On the outside there's a little slowdown point. So if you take it too far, you're going to see people snap that, and it ends up taking them down a couple of notches. There's Demonic trying to put a stiff lead on the end of the turn here. So while we got a chance here, let's go back and see about Agent Ranger. Again, Agent Ranger's in the second position for this point standings today. And again, he's got a lot to prove because Juxree is the guy that's beating him right now. Again, Juxree, this is the second race that Juxree has not made it to. And that's not good for him holding that points lead. Agent wants to prove himself here. He was a little bit late. He's a little bit late getting to the party for this week, but he was able to qualify pretty much at the end of the list there. So now that we have, Agent's second, let's go over Patient Zero against third. Let's see how his car's doing. It looks like he may have pulled things back together. Which will be good to see because, again, he's third in points right now. He can move a lot. Still kind of jumpy, but moving up on RPM. So here we have RPM's in the second position. Alicia's fallen back to fifth. Don't know what happened there. Here we Patient, we get Sneaki. And with those lap times, a 38s and a 39. Okay, he moves to the inside, takes that position away. RPM's got a lot of strength coming off that edge, though. Looks like they were getting kind of close to each other. That's the other thing that happens with this race is as you race it, you start to wear down. And that's the cool thing about it because there's a lot of doubling around. There's a lot of rolling with the turns. And after a while, it doesn't look like it, but it gets, oh, that was a bad move on there. RPM ended up over in the corner. So now this looks like a Demonic Patience. Let's see. We're going to fall back to the Alicia's position here real quick. See what happened there. That's our pole sitter. Had a very strong lap at a very strong car. Seems to be slowing on the course here. As we see him take another position away. And Zeus is fast in that Elegy. The LTD Elegy is a nice vehicle. And Zeus does a great job of rolling around the corners. You can also see that these guys have put a little bit distance from the front pack. So there's the group over on the left. So we still got the demonic Patient Zero. RPM's having some difficulties here, taking back the position and holding it. There's Sneaky hit that slow down position. You try to drive into the corners, you drive a little hard, and this place will correct you. So let's jump back to RPM real quick. Let's see how this race is going. And it looks like they've developed a little bit of space between them. Patient Zero is moving up on Demonic. This could be an interesting battle. Two cars, very strong. Demonic, as you know, has won one race with the group. The one race that he did do, he won the race. Won it with best lap. But it looks like he's having a little bit of trouble slowing down, and that Spectre Custom will definitely capitalize on that. Although he does have a little damage, they could have the same kind of damage going on and slowing down the cars. Just like I said, it's very weird about this track, and after racing it 3 times, it put me in that position of it starts to wear down on the cars and get some distance on how they want to slow down, how they want to speed up, how their cornering and handling happens. So let's go back to the Ricky Bobby position. We're going to check out Ricky Bobby, and then I want to check out Chewy. As you guys, Ricky Bobby is somebody that came into the series. Great guy. Love seeing him run every week. Good qualifying. Hasn't been able to do much with his position. And here he is into the wall, having, again, difficulties. So we're going to drop up over to Chewy. Chewy, like I said, has been to every race so far this season. And this being round 8, he's got that 770. Okay, whoa, let's slow down again. And we're seeing that some jumpiness is going on. Patient Zero is on the track, hurting here. That's something wrong with the vehicle. It's still listed as his second place, so if he gets back to it. Looks like some distance here. Let's jump back over to RPM. So we can see RPM's losing a little bit of the traction on his tires as he moves through that turn. But Demonic does have a little bit of distance at the lead. Yeah, he's made some track time there with Patient's problems coming into the corners. He's been able to kind of been a spoiler with his car issues to put some distance. And there's Patient Zero pops into the screen there. As you can see, he's still having some sort of magical issues with his vehicle. It's putting him where he's at. Okay, so let's move back to the battle back to Insane. The Insane Alicia battle back here looked very heated last time we took a look at it, so I want to take a look and see where they're running. And again, very tight group back here. There's Insane Sneaki, and there's Alicia up there. Again, the pole sitter. How's she doing for lap times? We got a 137 from Patient. Alicia with a 141, not even doing close to what she did during qualifying to get the pole today. And not what she needs to make that distance up. Patient Zero doing a 137, always good time with him. The 139 seemed to be the par time for Zeus and RPM, and Insane getting a little dragging for his time. Like I said, track definitely wears you down. It's funny because, you know, usually you'll see a race like that and you think, okay, you know, what's going to be the big thing today? And it's always something different. There's always something new that we kind of get presented with during the race that we don't expect. And that's kind of been the thing for today is it's not about speed, it's not about tactics, it is about racing clean, it's about getting off your line, but it's also about, you know, that kind of, you got to be able to get wore down after a while. Now we see Patient Zero has taken the lead. I just want to stick with this real quick to see how Sneaky's going to handle this Alicia as he comes around with that coquette. Coming in strong on that car. She's not been able to, hasn't been able to convert that pro time early on in qualifying into an actual track-based track run. And as we see, Sneaky's overtaking Alicia from the inside. And holding the position. I tend to think that coquette is going to be strongest in the straights. See, that's a tricky turn too, as it doubles back on you. And no Sneaky, so it looks like he's dropped back. So let's go back to RPM. Looks like Demonic is saying he's having trouble now. Like I said, track wears you down. And when it wears you down, it starts getting attrition. And we see Demonic right up front there. RPM is, I have to say, and I was so happy to see RPM put the Alpha into this race. So many of you guys tell me about how nice the Alpha is. I mean, this car looks amazing. It's a beast of a car. Seeing it thrown around the track is very exciting to see it, and having a strong third position. We're going to jump up on Demonic real quick here. Demonic is as you've seen, has led a lot of laps tonight. Was holding best lap for quite some time. Suddenly had some problems at the end there with Patient Zero. And it just, like I said, it wears you down. This turn right here, see how you come in out of the outside, come back over? It looks harder than it is. You kind of have to keep on the inside of it and let it throw back and forth. And wow, it's just great to see it up here. We're going to jump back a little bit. Let's go back to see where Agent is. This has to be hurting Agent because he's had so many strong runs. Hasn't been able to convert much with it, but in the same respect, coming in over in the top laps has been a strong point for him. And he's got a pack up here he can catch and got to get back to it. So we see Demonic back to the lead again. But again, Agent's not been able to convert it, and being thrown back into those lower positions made it difficult. One thing that I want to talk about with that, somebody was saying about, you know, how do people, do their qualifying? How does that kind of work out and everything? What we have is kind of a par time, and the par time is not just, some people say, what's your average time? No, it's not an average time. The par time has its own little little level of understanding. So it's based pretty much on the idea of who has the most best times in the race. The crazy thing is that at the average time and the par time usually have a lot to do with each other, and what I've used to calling is a median time, so a middle time that really plays out. The thing is I mean, with today's race, the median time for the group, even though it averaged out to be a certain number, ended up being relatively high. So you ended up seeing a lot of guys who were in the pro class being able to compete in the GT. And as you can see, this is RPM is a pro lap race. I believe he came in third in the last pro race, which is not shabby of a team of about 6 or 7 players. And he was able to come in here, and he's facing off against Patient Zero. And as you can see, even things are a little bit spread apart. They're definitely still competitive. We've seen switching back and forth between these top positions. And that's the thing is the goal of GT really is to make a very competitive race where people are you have to be on your toes all the time, because, you know, as you can see from the lap times, things are really tight. 139, 138, 140, 141. Really, with these lap times, the thing that you should be learning from that is that these races are all about that attrition level. It's about being consistent, and that's the thing is it's not even being the fastest, because a lot of these guys who are up front here are not exactly the fastest or the slowest, but they've been able to avoid pitfalls in their racing lines, trying to be fast at the same time, trying to be consistent. And I can tell Demonic's the one to take that. Demonic is coming up on some lap traffic here. So let's see who he's coming up on. I'm going to guess that's going to be probably Ricky Bobby. Yep, there he is. Demonic is asking the spotter for some distance here so he can get around him when he comes up on him. But Ricky is wanting to put some speed down on the track too. Oh, moved way up off the line there and get some space. Came back hard though. He was able to walk around him no problem. And I'm scared to go to Patient Zero because I'm scared that he's still having problems with his car. So let's see how bad this looks when we take a view at it. So here he comes up on Ricky Bobby. Ricky seems to have slowed as he came out of that turn. Gonna take him on the outside. Take him on the inside. Oh, on the outside and the inside. He's gotten through clear. He's got Demonic in his sights, but I don't think he's going to be able to convert it. So we're going to drop back to Alicia again. Trust me, the second we drop back to it, something will happen up front. Nice. The LG Custom is just the retro is just a great looking vehicle. Fall back up to Zeus here. We will just walk our way around the field as we look at this. There's that big double back turn there. A little dirt on the side there. Can't even use it for any kind of momentum. It's just, you hit it, you slow down. But look at that. Zeus is all the way up in fourth now after he's made some big moves over this track. We're going to go back to Agent real quick. Just like the track, we're going to double back. Yeah, Agent has just not had the day that he wanted today. Is very unfortunate for him. Back in 8th position, that's going to give him probably a couple of points in the championship. It will not do what he wants him to do. Those times up front with the 137s, those are the guys that are going to be crushingly fast over the long haul. So I'm going to go back up to Zeus here. I have a feeling, because even with this time, he can pound a little bit more, maybe get another space out of this. And you know what? I can't be too wrong, because there's lap traffic up there. No. So we're going to double back on Demonic. I might actually drop one back just to see the one behind him. Yep, taking patient 0. We dropped back to RPM. Looked like there was some more problems back there. Maybe it was me. Demonic still coming up on traffic. I know we love this Alpha tonight. I hope everybody can forgive me for it. So if I'm a fanboy of the Alpha, it happens. I just want to see it come in higher than third. The beauty of it is I know that we've got a consummate racer behind the wheel of that, but it looks like just that car is just not going to do what he wants it to do. So let's move up to patient 0. See how far off he is from the lead. And there you go. So we'll jump over to Zeus. Oh, there you go. Coming across the finish line, there's Zeus, and then Alicia's right behind him. That was crazy race. We see a lot of changes that happen in the race here. I mean, look at this double 137s at the top of the 138 from RPM with that Alpha. Great job to both of those guys. So patient 0, Demonic, RPM, Zeus, Alicia, Sneaky, Insane, Agent Ranger, Chewy, and Ricky Bobby. We're going to stick with it to the end here. Great lap times, great throwing down. I mean, you can see everything was great, really tight together. Another battle of attrition. I think a lot of people got wore down for it, but it was a great race. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Hope you dial in next week. If you want to be part of it, find us, tell us you want to qualify, and we'll talk to you then. Bye.